Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Blue Collar D&D. Hello to all of our viewers on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, DLive, Trovo. Happy to have you all here. Let's go say hi to our players. Jody will be here in a little bit, so be a little patient. He's just zipping on back from work, so we'll catch him up here in a little bit. So a couple of announcements before we get started. We do have another weekly dice giveaway, so make sure you stick around to the break so you can learn more about how to enter. In addition, we will have a lucky winner. We'll also get a copy of Gates of the Shadow Mage, a level 5 adventure for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition from the Eldritch Press. If you want to check them out, there will be a link down in the panels below on Twitch for their profile on Drive-Thru RPG, so make sure you check that out. At this time, I also wanted to thank our amazing patrons, Sleepy Sorceress, also known as Jennifer, also known as Twyla, Ceepus, Wolf XZ, and Dave Platinum Dice. Thank you for being awesome patrons of ours. If you want to join that Patreon community and take advantage of those various perks, such as DM coaching, one-shots, and more, make sure you check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/bluecollardm. There is also a link down in the panels below on Twitch, and there should be some in the description on YouTube and all the other places. For those of you on Twitch, you also do have access to our stream store via the panels below. There you can spend gold pieces that you earned as you watch the stream or if you follow or donate, and you will actually be able to change the course of our game by giving our players a +1 or -1 over the course of the game, or myself, depending on how you wish to cause the chaos. All of that is going to be down in the panels below on Twitch, specifically at this time. Ashley, is there anything you would like to plug at this time, whether it be anything that the Bard's Playhouse is doing or possibly the stuff that you're doing with Jasper's Game Day?
So on July 9th through the 11th, my channel, The Bard's Playhouse, will be hosting a big summer blowout event with some amazing DMs and players helping benefit Jasper's Game Day, an organization that helps promote mental health awareness and working to prevent suicide in all adults, but aiming towards young adults through gaming. So please join us, like I said, through the 9th to the 11th. We will have DMs like Joe Cat, Dan Dillon, Blue over here, myself, and that's just to name just a few. So please check us out. That will be twitch.tv/The Bard's Playhouse. And I have way too much stuff to promote for myself, but I'm the DM for Let Chaos Reign. So tune in on Wednesdays at 8:30. And all my other stuff just #Bard. That's it.
Excellent. Jennifer, you recently joined the Twitter sphere, so you can check her out at Sorceress Knee on Twitter. So just a little plug for you there. And so the last thing I wanted to mention is I want to thank our new followers that we got this week: Armistice66, Roll Call RP, and Teal Celtic Knot 08. And again, thank you to Wolf XZ for the follow or the subscription on Patreon. That is the end of our announcements. So let's dive into tonight's episode. And welcome back. So, last we left off, upon defeating the Feylees in a great ambush that saw many of our players not only take on members of the family, but also a chimera that sought to make a meal of our heroes, our adventurers went down for an evening's rest in their tiny hut. Nearing the end of the first watch, our heroes once again noticed some rustling in the darkness beyond. Let's change this music up just a little bit. A group of 3 hill giants, finding a battlefield littered with corpses, decided to make a meal out of the spoils our adventurers' exploits. Upon seeing the grand prize, a great chimera, the hill giants began to discuss how they would divvy up and devour the beast. Needing a trophy, our beleaguered heroes had a choice to make. Either intervene in order to secure the trophy as proof of the fulfillment of the contract with the Hand of Justice, or see the prospective riches of their efforts be devoured by these giants. Choosing the former, the Demikos, Juliet, and Morharon created a number of crafty distractions and diversions until Demikos, using his newly gifted hand cannon, thanks to Canuxid Onis, a member of the Ember Garrison, was able to drive away the hill giants, intimidating them with his blue tiefling form paired with the loud boomstick as his disposal. After which, the party was able to salvage their trophies from the Chimera before bedding again down for a well-deserved rest. The following morning, Morharon was able to track the location of an individual on the other end of the Orbis Shrine that they acquired off of the Faelie members of the ambushing party. An item that they came... Yeah, I already said that. His vision was taken beyond his current location, headed south, past to the now erupted Blacktop Mountain, where you could see the fiery anger and violence of the volcano, activity new to this world and to our party. After which, his vision was taken to the city of Dreadmire, to a mansion within the city. After much heated discussion, Twyla, utilizing the Gem of Augury, called upon the gem's powers, asking if the right path to stop the oncoming threat from Sheykas and the Slads was to head to the source, a strange tower Morharon also saw in a vision of his. The response was affirmative. Even so, Twyla felt herself pulled beyond the limits of her augury spell to a vision of the tiger demon Sheykas, along with the Blood Slad spellcaster that Morharon had described before. But this time, another figure. A young female drow elf with white hair, pink eyes, with a familiar-looking fiery pact weapon of death. The visage of Juliet prior to her transformation under her new patron. And that is where we left off. You are all currently have not begun your travels yet, moving forward into the wilderness here north of Nulgrim, but you are well on your way. Is there anything you'd like to do before you set forth on your day's travel?
What did you find out, Twyla?
Well, from what I gather, we should go to the tower that Mori was talking about. But I saw something really strange. And I'm not sure, but I just saw you, Juliet. Like the old you going or near a portal, like before you made your deal with your new patron. So I'm not sure if it's a vision of the past, but I feel like, you know, the thing that happened to you, like Timik. I'm not sure what you think. Were you near a portal or something a bit ago?
So you're seeing a vision of me from the past by a portal?
Have you been jumping into portals?
I've never jumped in a portal in my life.
You know, I hope that you had. Because if you haven't, then that means that maybe... Do you remember Bobby? Do you think it could have been her? Because that's the only thing that makes sense? In a terrible way?
I'm gonna turn to Demikos. After the whole thing with, I'm not even gonna mention it. I obviously passed out. Did she... make off with it or something?
Yeah, well, yeah. I didn't take it from her and put it in my pocket or something.
That would be weird.
I'm not kissing your severed face, at night. Bubby definitely took it.
I started looking for candy.
Okay. Sorry, that was a bad mental image. Can I make some sort of intelligence check just to kind of see maybe that's what happened?
Octavian?
I'm pretty sure I can put 2 and 2 together, but
Yeah, you can put two and two together. You gather. Well, actually, yeah. Go ahead and make an intelligence check. This might just to determine the amount of detail you get.
okay.
Yeah, 19. So with that 19, you do get this feeling, this kind of like sickening feeling in your chest. You don't want to believe it. It kind of turns your stomach over and inside out. You remember that Bubby at one point wore the face and took on the body and visage of your friend Timmick, Dale, whatever we want to call him at this point. You assume this is likely what she's doing right now. She is utilizing your identity and assuming your form.
That motherfucker. She's
Face stealing.
Thank you, Twyla. That face-stealing bitch. I'm a killer. I'm gonna die trying again.
Need to find her.
Can I go if she was really close to the tower? Like, we should go to the tower and find her, or were those two different places?
Why? Why can't it just be easy? Why can't we just go fix global warming? Hey, that's what we can call this. We can call this global warming, because get it? The globe is warming. Anyway.
Yeah, feels pretty.
Good name. I like that.
Thank you.
Some people might not think it's real, though.
They obviously are not going to think it's real, even though it's... Look, touch my plate. Look how hot that is.
I'm good.
Okay. Twilight,
I say you
touch...
could probably fry a bacon on that thing there, Juliet.
You really need me to touch it, but I don't want to.
You don't, I mean, it's the point of it's really hot. They could probably fry bacon on it, but anyway, that's not the point. Why can't we just fix global warming? And why do we have to deal with demons? And
Well, the demons were brought here because of you. Remember that?
We got a plan. Remember this last? I know bad things are happening and bad visions are coming, and maybe you need to talk with your guy in a bit to see if he knows something else. But we had a plan. We have daylight, and we need to save the world in many ways. Like, and we are in a schedule. So.
Are we the only ones that's saving the world? Is there other people?
I can't imagine we're the only ones. There's probably other adventurers somewhere around.
They're clearly
my
not doing
brother and Tom right now are out doing stuff.
Right. I wonder how they are doing. They're probably having fun too. Okay, back to the point. We were going to go to the tower, okay? To the tower. Focus. We need to kill the slats because we are here. See what we can find there. And then make another plan.
Okay. You're right. You're totally right. Let's do that.
I'm totally scared too. So how far is the tower from where we are?
You don't know the exact location per se. While my camera continues to glitch out, I want to take you all over to the map here. So we'll take a look over at Northern Theoba for everybody to get their own orientation to this as soon as apparently I need to open up that version of the map so it'll actually change. There we go. All right. So to give yourself some orientation on exactly where you are all to the north. Kind of, you're up in this region here. Based on Morharon's vision, you gather that the area that he mentioned known as the Shadow Pass. It's a fairly well-known landmark that typically spans this road that runs along here between these two mountains right here. Based on the vision that he had, his vision took him, for a lack of a better term, to this hex, to this one, to this one. Sorry, that one. So you gather that based on the fact that you're on the road, you do have Hamish and Dougal still. You would be able to get probably to the next hex within half a day, and it would take you probably a day and a half to actually get to the tower, which is located over in this hex.
I turn to Mori and Demikos. How many days you think we're out?
The goddess of agriculture.
I'm gonna cast guidance.
And you're gonna cast guidance on the stream. That would be great. And we're back. So yeah, you guys are to the north. You guys do know collectively that it would take you about a day and a half to get to the tower. Generally speaking.
Okay. So we want to go in slow and quiet. That's the plan, right?
That makes the most sense.
If you're a
Take
good
it
scout,
easy there.
I can turn you invisible, and you can check up ahead.
I can fly.
That's
I'm
true.
pretty stealthy.
And you can be an invisible flying peopling, right?
Yeah, can do that.
Be careful so a bird doesn't crash on you or something.
That would be funny.
It'll be brutal to the bird. I'm sure it's gonna die.
Or not, it could just become his new friend.
Yes, it can be a new pet.
So we go in slow and steady, pace ourselves, and hope for the best. Let's talk about what if Sheykas, Bubby, and whoever else is there. I haven't been seeing the vision, so I don't know. But from what Twyla says, she's seen myself, which has to be her. And Maury said Sheykas. Who else is there?
Some slats, I think he said too.
They're all there just partying.
Is it just one big giant demon orgy?
Hope we don't walk in on that.
I'm not sure if this was a different vision, but he said something about a volcano and a mansion. So I'm not sure.
Well, isn't Dark Top Mountain a volcano? Back down south?
Maybe.
Wasn't that where we fought those things, the Duergar?
No, I wasn't there.
I know you wasn't there, Demikos. I was talking to him. The short one was with us.
What are the rumors? So maybe.
Talking to who?
Maury.
Yeah, Juliet. That was what we fought them Duergar in that tomb there, and they almost summoned that crazy eyeball thing. It was like in the base of that mountain, but if I remember correctly, that mountain isn't usually, or it wasn't until recently, it wasn't a volcano, it was just a mountain. It erupted not long ago.
It erupted?
Oh. Yeah, you don't know. But I mean, it happened not too, like about, well, probably about a couple months ago, perfectly, if I'm remembering correctly.
We've been traveling for more than 6 months.
Sorry. About 8 months or so. I think if we actually did the breakdown how long you guys have been traveling, it's probably been like a month and a half, but
no,
if you think about it.
Duergar War lasted a couple of months.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Either way.
So, okay.
I'm a DM that really cares about his calendar.
So,
But needless to say,
Volcano.
it happened about 2 weeks prior to you all meeting and joining each other.
so volcano erupts. Maybe we should look into that eventually, sooner than later.
You just said you were inside the volcano.
Yeah, but I didn't.
How much more could you look into it?
But I don't remember seeing anything that.
Well, we were at the base of the volcano. We weren't actually like on top of it. It was more just we were kind of like on the edge of it. But at the time, it wasn't as crazy and violent as it is now. I mean, at least it erupted, but it's been pretty quiet for a little while. But when I saw that thing with me flying over, it looked pretty upset.
Juliet, I don't remember it erupting either.
See, I don't remember the eruption.
Twyla, were you around about 8 months ago?
Oh,
Do you remember this?
So to give you all context, this happened probably about 2 months before you all joined each other. Well, before Timmick, Morharon, and Shirley all joined each other in the city of White Ridge. It was fairly common knowledge, but it had been fair. Like when I say common knowledge, everyone kind of knows about it, but it hasn't caused an issue, or it hadn't caused an issue, other than the fact that the local mining company was disrupted, and that was about it. That's all that was really understood about it, other than the fact like most of the mines were kind of destroyed as a result, but that was pretty much it. This incursion of the Duragar, as you guys kind of all know from based on your experience in this particular adventure, occurred probably a couple months after that. Almost
Okay.
like, and coming from that mountain as well. So.
There's an
I don't remember this.
absolutely
Either way, we gotta take care of whatever that was. Whoever did it, whatever happened, that needs to be done.
keep
We all
watching the road, Demeka, so Hamish and Dougal don't crash, okay? So you're driving.
Maybe
I have to drive and fly invisible?
I thought Maury was driving.
Hold on. I can drive. You probably best that you go ahead and do reconnaissance while I take care of the reins here.
I'll give you your hand.
I can't wait till I can turn into a bird one day. That's gonna be really cool. Then I can fly too.
I can turn you into a bird, I think. You wanna go?
You turned me into a Trex, and that was so cool. I was dumb as shit, but man, was that fun.
Well, it was short-lived. I'm sorry. I sort of crashed.
It's fine. I'm okay with it. I got to bite somebody as a T-Rex. Did you see that? I took someone's
Actually,
foot off.
you biting a chimera.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did bite the chimera. I thought I bit somebody. Anyway, either way, it was cool. I assume we're traveling, right? We're on the
Yeah,
road.
do you want me to
We didn't keep.
you want me to drive or do you want me to scout ahead?
How about you fly ahead, let Maury drive, and I'm going to shift into a wolf, and I'll also scout with you.
Okay. For this, I'm gonna have the two of you go ahead and make perception checks. Twyla, is there anything you're doing in particular over the course of this
Yes,
portion of the
I'm
travel?
hanging in the cart. I'm reading
Oof.
the book I was given.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm not
between
seeing
the
much. There's low clouds.
yeah, there's some pretty low-hanging clouds. It's a little foggy here at the beginning of the morning as you're kind of flying by over the course of the day here, so it's a little difficult. Juliet, you have a little bit of a better kind of vantage point on the ground here, being able to kind of because you're below the tree line, you're doing a really good job of scouting ahead. You're not really finding a ton of particular wildlife or animals. You do find some tracks. Yeah, you do sniff out some tracks of some of the hill giants again, and you're able to kind of avoid them and kind of continue to work your way around that, so they're not so much of a nuisance for you. And then Twyla, you're reading your book. Well, what are you doing to help travel is what I should say.
So I'm just gonna be speaking to Murray about how he's been, trying to cheer him up because I remember that the last session he was a little bit disturbed and the one before. So
Okay. That being the case, go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Kind of to build up everyone's morale. All right, with 24, you're able to kind of continue to reassure everybody that like everything is going well. You're able to do that, and Morharon is receptive to your kind of pep talk, as it were, and you're able to kind of continue on. So over the course of the next day and a half, you do make it to about 1 day's travel out. You have no issues during your time at this point, and you are at a point now where you are able to bed down for camp.
Okay.
Want to make one of those huts again?
Yeah, I wanted to go and check to see if there was something that I could cook, just in case, to give a warm meal. But if maybe you can scout a bit if you find something perfect. If not, we can do with rations and I'll be casting the ritual. So when you come back, it's okay.
I can see about finding you guys something. I can turn into a bear.
Maybe you can find honey. I'm just kidding. Some fish or something other. I don't know. I'll never turn into a bear.
See, I said that a long time ago, and now I can turn into stuff. Before I couldn't.
So go and enjoy yourself. And if time allows, I'm gonna sit and start drawing the circle for the ritual and try and cast a tiny hut.
Okay.
Does anybody want to come with?
I'll stay here and protect Twyla.
Okay.
So she can keep her concentration on that hut while she's casting it.
I can escort you at least to kind of find some things, I suppose.
All right, get on my back, Maury. I'll turn into a bear.
Okay. I'm all right. I can just walk here. I don't need to. I don't think you can run much faster as a bear than I can myself. So,
suit yourself, bear.
Bear. I can't make that decision for him.
I am a fuzzy black bear.
Okay, fuzzy black bear. Very nice.
Pretty cute.
I almost forgot. You guys did technically roll dice, so those did count, but they did not impact it too much, which is good. Yeah, so you were able to turn into a would you say a black bear?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
fuzzy cute black bear.
Yeah, you turn into a fuzzy cute black bear, exactly, almost kind of like if you remember the old Smokey the Bear cartoons, kind of almost, except for the fact that you're not a cartoon. So yeah, just like, like kind of soft tufts of fur, based on kind of like the general kind of wildlife that you've seen previously around this area. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Someone new has entered the chat.
A wild Jody has appeared.
A wild Jody has appeared, so I can hide
A
myself
wild
here and
Jody.
hopefully not kill the stream. Hold on, everyone.
Welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So,
Can't hear you yet.
Jody, you're riding a bear. Good luck. Hold tight.
Yeah, you're currently riding on Juliet as a fuzzy bear.
That is not true.
That's not true. She offered.
I can
That is
imagine
not-
Juliet
I was
like,
gonna say, she offered. I did not
"Whoa."
make that decision for you. You can make that decision as you will. You're going out to hunt in the wilderness right now, with a fuzzy black bear.
Can't hear you, Jody.
We can't hear you still yet, though. Oh, I heard a noise.
I seen the thing turn green.
Maybe.
No.
Oh, no.
That one.
There we go.
Hey, there we go.
I just need to know what the sentence structure was. Like, is it, do you want to ride Juliet? Or was it,
I asked him, like, hey, Maury, you want to jump on my back? And I turn into a bear and we're going to go hunting.
oh, see, that's a totally different sentence. So,
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, with that knowledge, you and Juliet, if you're riding her, go ahead. You make your way out into the wilderness to go and hunt some game, I guess. So
You want survival?
I do want survival. If there's anything you all discuss while you're out there, you can as well.
I feel like I may have an advantage, but I could be wrong.
I'm gonna hide my video on Zoom because I'm trying to help the stream's bandwidth as much as possible. So I apologize that you won't be able to see me on Zoom. It just is what it is.
That's fine. It happens.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm seeing if I have what's it called? Advantage. Nope. Oh, I have
As a-
advantage
as
of
a-
wisdom. But no.
So yes, Morharon, if you don't mind, if you are able to get access to your character sheet, I would love a survival check real quick.
got it.
0 to 100 real quick. Wonderful. As you all kind of search around in the general vicinity of this this region to the just north of the Shadow Pass, you, with an 11 and a 7, you find some small game, nothing too enticing necessarily for you in your vampiric form, Juliet, unfortunately. But you do find a couple small rodents and stuff like that you're able to kind of salvage. Luckily, you also do have quite a good stores of your rations that you've been traveling with as well. So it's not like necessarily a worry that you're necessarily going to go hungry tonight. It's just, you know, whether you also do have backup feeds if you need to. But
Is there a stream nearby?
is there a stream nearby?
Yes.
With that survival check and the combination of kind of this region, you're at the foot of the mountain. So there are like kind of like little, thanks to the warming of the region that you're in.
The global warming.
Yeah, the global warming. There is some areas where small puddles have formed in certain areas that have kind of quickly eroded. So like, it seems like there was at one point water that kind of, as you're gotten closer to the mountain, was present at one point, but it's also kind of dried out. You can kind of see the erosion in the ground from where that might have been. So unfortunately, with the survival checks that you all rolled and just the nature of what's going on right now, unfortunately, there is no stream.
Oh, I had a vision of Juliet going fishing. Okay.
I can get you fishing.
I can't talk. I'm in bear form. But if you talk, I'll nod my head.
Man, I'd really like to do some fishing around here someday. I don't see any.
I've committed.
Committed to the fishing bit, yes.
Committed to this bear bit.
That, yeah.
Fine.
You do know if you want to actually, you know, fulfill this bear bit, there are some streams and rivers and stuff like that closer to Dreadmire near where the swamps are. So that's always an option later on down the line if you'd like. But up in this region, no, unfortunately, there isn't any small rivers or streams really that are that nearby.
Or any honey. Twyla said honey.
You could if you want, yeah, you could try to hunt for honey.
She might be able to make a pastry with it.
Okay. I'll let you roll another survival check, but this one's gonna be at disadvantage. That's a good start with a 19 on the roll and a 2 on the other roll. So with a 7, you do find a couple trees that are kind of dried up and the leaves have kind of all fallen. It looks pretty shriveled, but you have a pretty good feeling about this tree, and you kind of go up to it, scratch it, and at one point you kind of like tap on it, breaking through the bark of this tree, but realizing that whatever is in here is probably all dried up. You go to start climbing down and you step on a branch and it crack, and you start kind of like tumbling down the tree in your bear form, taking 1 point of bludgeoning damage from the fall as you kind of just you climb up and just like and fall down the tree. But unfortunately no honey to be found. Make an intelligence check, by the way.
Sure.
Because why not?
Let's see if she's smarter than the average bear.
No, not really. So yeah, that really hurt. Just really hurt.
If you ever seen a bear pout before, that's exactly what's happening. I turned to Maury, pouting.
It's all right now. We'll find you something. We'll find you a snack or some honey. We'll get there. Don't you worry. Kind of tousle the top of the head.
Okay.
Then I start making my way back to the camp.
All right. You make your way back to camp. I need watch orders for this evening.
Now I'll take first watch.
Okay, first watch with Morharon.
I can take any if needed.
Yeah, who wants to go first? I mean, it sounds like I know Morharon, you can Juliet can meditate for 4 hours and then just be awake for the last half. So we really only need to fulfill, unless Juliet wants to take watch with somebody. We only really need to fulfill 2 slots.
I always take watch with Maury, so I'll let someone else take watch with Maury.
I think Moore's more than capable of taking it himself. Let's give him a break from the chit chat.
Thank you, sir. Look at that.
As the camera disappears. Anyway, so
Somebody who believes in us.
Morharon, yeah. Morharon, you can take first watch. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Natural 20. Okay. So yeah, there you go. It just needed to be without distractions, right? Yeah. As long if he's undistracted, then he's fine. So with a natural 20, you do the night is relatively quiet. You kind of hear some whispers of like owls in the air. The singing of crickets kind of like fills the night air. You feel this kind of like weird rumble kind of like at your feet. Just a small little shake. Just kind of stops. It doesn't last very long. Just slight little rumble.
And I can tell it's from under the ground?
You feel it underneath your feet.
Okay.
But the rest, unless you decide to do anything about it, the rest of your watch goes on uneventful. You finish your portion of the couple hours and nothing happens.
All right. Does it continue it off that, or is it just that one little time?
You only sense it that one little time.
Okay.
Who's next?
I could take second watch.
Okay.
Juliet, I know you wanted to take second watch, so I'll let you have it, but just keep an extra ear out. Notice some weird kind of low rumbling in the ground. I don't think it was me just being hungry, but just maybe be a little extra attentive to what might be moving beneath. I don't want anything to sneak up.
It's probably just global warming.
That has been a problem. I'm just hoping that the global warming isn't pushing things out from the inside. We end up with something on our laps that shouldn't be.
Worst thing comes to worst, we get a purple worm.
That definitely is worse to worse, but I think we could probably make some pretty decent poison out of that. So, silver lining, I guess.
Silver lining, yes.
Good luck.
Thank you, good sir. While I am keeping watch, can I look for any type of poisons since someone finally got their feet they wanted?
So if you were to do this, you would technically be extremely distracted during your night's watch. If you were going to be hunting poisons, that would be something that I would say that you could do prior to going to sleep. So I will allow it this time, but I would rather you declare it. So you could spend you're allowed to spend like an hour of downtime during night time to do certain things, like search for poisons. So I will allow it this time.
Cool. What do I roll?
For this, I would like you to roll a survival check because you are in the wilderness. Pretty please. Ooh, okay. That's a pretty good roll with a 24. Let me just read one thing really quick. I want to make sure I give you the accurate So you go to search around in the area in your vicinity prior to going to sleep, thinking that just on a whim, maybe there could be something here. Maybe there's some sort of reagents or something like that that could be utilized for a poison of some sort, maybe. As you kind of continue to look around, you are able to find... It's strange. You don't expect this to be here. Doesn't quite make sense that it's here, but it's here. You find a darkened black mushroom with little white tufts of like different kind of veining and color within it. The underside has a almost thinned kind of look to it underneath, and it has a nice short stubby stalk, but this isn't native to here. This is something from back home. This is, ironically, a black cusp mushroom that just happens to be growing in this one particular area for whatever reason. It's one singular mushroom, but it's one of the reagents that you would need for your drow poison.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. That's just me being happy. Excited. Almost as excited as I really am. She will gently grab the little mushroom and like, it's a sign I need to go back home.
Okay. Now please make a perception check for your Night's Watch.
Yes.
With all the excitement, it's so hard to sleep.
I'm so excited, happy.
All right. With a 10, you sit back and Morharon wakes you up for your evening's watch. You hear that similar kind of hoo-hoo from the owls in the night sky. You hear some of the normal night critters kind of like dart through the underbrush here. Not much here, to be perfectly honest. It's pretty dry. And you have a pretty good vantage point of the area around you. You feel this faint rumble. And then a pause. And then again. Do you do anything?
Does it sound like it's coming from the ground, or does it sound like it's like something?
You can feel it under your feet. You don't necessarily hear it. You feel a slight rumble under your feet.
Would you allow me to do the thing that I've been doing and go back, put my fingers back into the ground and kind of
You can put your fingers in the ground anywhere you want. You can do that.
I know I can.
You can do that on any place of. We've established this. You can stick your fingers in any ground in this world, and it's totally fine.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to
until it's not, and then we'll address that. But yeah, no, you can definitely do that. You stick your fingers in the ground. Are you trying to grow something again, or are you just gonna kind of like just sense?
Trying to sense, trying to get an idea of what's happening. Trying to call upon the druidic abilities that Tully has given me.
Yeah, of course.
So getting in touch with my goddess.
You stick your fingers into the ground, kind of sifting the loose earth kind of between your fingers as the kind of coarse granules kind of rubbing between your fingers. You pause. Something's causing a strange is causing this. It's not terribly far. That's about all you get.
Can I tell if it's coming from where we're heading?
Unfortunately, with a 10, no.
No.
You just know that it's within the vicinity. How far? What direction? Hard to tell. But if something was to cause the ground to rumble underneath your feet, it'd probably be pretty close by. You would assume.
Okay.
Okay.
Next morning, I'll relay this information.
Okay. Who's taking the next watch?
I can take it.
Okay. So Juliet can technically take 2. Then, yeah, this should be the last one.
Demikos,
All right.
Demikos, look what I found. You know what this is? Do you know what this is?
Looks like a mushroom.
It's not just any mushroom. It's a mushroom from my native land. I can finally put together the poison I've been trying to.
So the Underdark's coming into...
You see, you just completely ignored all of the good stuff and you focused on the one thing that this is a good thing. See, look.
Doesn't really seem like a good thing to me. You may have found poison, but the Underdark coming through, that's not good for anybody.
There's a lot of good about the Underdark. Stop being such a negative Nancy about this.
Tell that to all the people we saved back in the village, the Slads, when the Underdark starts to ripple through their town and, I don't know, kill them all.
Slads are not from the Underdark. Slads are Aberration. I didn't
say the Slads are from the Underdark. I said the town that we saved from the Slads.
Point is, look at my beautiful little baby.
Take care of it.
I'm gonna turn into a poison. I'm gonna put people to sleep. Oh, by the way, keep an eye out. There's Maurice felt something, and then I guess I was kind of distracted, but I put my fingers in the ground and I couldn't get an idea, but I did feel something coming from the ground.
Okay.
Hops along, cherishing this mushroom.
So Demikos, with a 22, you kind of sit back again, hearing the same sounds in the night sky, in the night air. Nothing really catching your attention for the most part, although you experience the same phenomenon of this rumbling. It kind of pulses a little bit. It's just a couple seconds later. A couple seconds later, it gets even more violent.
Does it seem like it's like footsteps, like a rhythm?
No. In fact, it actually feels like the ground is literally shaking underneath you. So violently, in fact. This next one rumbles for about 8 seconds. Enough to, granted, this is kind of near the ends of your long rest, so you guys all do get the benefits of a long rest. But you're not awoken in a very kind way, all of you. This shaking and rumbling in the ground kind of like wakes you up, and you kind of go to stand up, and it's hard to stand, and you feel as if like the earth is like shaking and quivering and quaking below you. Until eventually it stops. You feel another little shake for about 3 seconds. Nothing, not as hard, or not as violent as the last one. Then it dissipates.
Do I feel like actual movement or just like vibrations?
You feel vibrations. It doesn't I think I know where you're going at here. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check. Moron, you don't know shit. Moron rolled a natural 1. So Demikos, Twyla, you're not experts on this, but you've heard of this phenomenon known as tremors or earthquakes. They don't really happen all that often in this region. You've heard of them on other continents and other areas of the world, but not here. This is new. It's an unsettling experience for sure. It's not something that you're used to by all means. But it appears to be a relatively natural phenomenon.
Ori, I thought that was you snoring again.
I thought we made camp on some kind of earthen elemental.
I have no idea what the heck it is.
When Twyla wakes up, she's like, "It's the end of the world. What's happening?"
The earth is angry.
Can you anger the earth?
Of course you
He's
can.
angered a lot of stuff, so wouldn't surprise me.
Wait, right? The earth was moving. Like earthquakes, tremors.
Yeah,
I've
like
never experienced
little
that.
earthquakes.
This is my
Yeah,
first. I've never experienced.
It felt like, based on kind of the experience that everyone's kind of described and everything like that, you get the sense that the first couple like little shakes, and the fact that you even felt the first one more, Haran, is a miracle in and of itself, because it was such a low level small tremor that wouldn't normally register to most people. If you live in the Northeast, it's like when we get earthquakes and you don't actually feel them, but then like 2 or 3 people in the next town over say they felt it. It's kind of like that. They rolled a natural 20 on their perception check. So it feels like that. And if you live in regions where earthquakes are common, the small little tremors were the lead up to the actual event, and then it kind of dissipated up from there. That's what you think.
Let's get going. Sooner we take care of one problem, so we can take care of another.
We don't have to take care of the tremors, you know. I think that's a natural occurrence because I don't want to add something else to the list right now.
Who knows, Twyla? I feel like every
That's
day we
true.
add something new to the list.
Very
That's
true.
And I'm going to start grabbing my things and ushering everyone out so I can drop.
Absolutely. You continue to make your way. Being as it may, this is only a half day's travel to your destination that you would ascertain. You actually do see, based on the perception checks that you kind of all rolled over the course of your evening and kind of looking out in the morning, you can kind of see in the foothills, just at the foot of the mountain, you can see the visage of a small black object that sticks out from the rest of this mountain range. You gather that's likely your destination. You can actually see it on the horizon. And you can begin to make your way towards that particular spot.
Hey, Mari, is that what you've seen in your dream?
I can't be 100% sure, but it looks very much like that. We've got to get a bit closer, but I bet you dollars to biscuits that's where we're headed.
I'm just going to talk to you guys, all of you guys, for just a solid second about this. I don't know how I'm going to react to seeing her and him, and I don't think it's going to be good. And whatever I have become recently, this thing, I don't know what I'm capable or incapable of doing. If I go down, don't bring me back.
I can't promise you that, but I know you might not know how you're going to act, but I have a pretty good idea how I'm going to do it. If you expect to do anything different than smash heads, you let me know when we're closer, because my time for talking to these two idiots is done.
There is no talking. It's immediate action.
Then we are on the same page.
I've talked to Sheykas enough. I don't need to talk to him anymore.
Okay. I'm gonna fit you cure and healing for your eyes, ears, and everything because you're not going to leave us with all these saving the world. Only the three of us, okay? So you're gonna help.
I'm just saying I don't know what I'm capable of doing if I drop to a certain hunger level.
Well, you got those vials of blood.
Actually, I'm gonna hand one over to Demikos and hand one over to Mori and hand one over to Twyla. If I become a thrall, and I don't know if this will work, you could try shove it in my mouth or I don't know, phrasing, but if it doesn't work and I'm too far gone.
Okay.
I love you guys.
That's enough of that. Let's get this mission done and over with and stop worrying about what's not going to happen.
Okay.
Seeing as that you can see this particular object in the distance, all I need from you all is a perception check to see this area that you're traveling is quite barren at this point due to the nature of the warming that's been happening in this particular continent.
And I wanted to see if Demikos could spot ahead.
There's a natural 1 in there. Morhan with another natural 20 on a perception check. Jeez.
It rolled 20. It rolled twice for Twyla, so she got a 19 the first time.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, all of you, Morhan, you just can really see very well. But all of you
So pretend it's the battle, jeez.
begin to approach what appears to be, for some reason, Twyla's concentrating on something. I don't know why. You approach this rather large, multiple-tiered tower. Circular in nature, stone exterior on the outside, very weathered, almost weeping kind of the color out of its facade on the outside. It actually continues. You see it comes to almost a leveled off area and then a point up at the top that spires up into the sky, where you actually do see that the spire is actually snapped and broken off at the top. I'd like all of you to give me history checks to determine if you can recognize this particular location. It's not something you would necessarily know, that not everyone would necessarily know in it all the time. Ooh. New subscriber, woohoo! Demikos apparently definitely knows what this is. As does Twyla, as does Morharan. I mean, Juliet, you don't know. You're not from this area. It makes sense that you don't know, actually.
So that makes sense. I was gonna say, can I have disadvantage?
Yeah, this location is known as the Cinder Spire. It is a location known, well, initially thought to be lost, but relatively forgotten in time, but easily recognizable. This is the tower and spire to the ancient black scourge known as Rave Cinder, an individual who sought to take over much of this particular plane of existence and put its inhabitants under its thumb. He luckily was unsuccessful, but this is his tower. And with that, we're going to go to break. So the secret code word tonight for everybody, for the dice giveaway and for the level 5 module from the Eldritch Press is going to be Cinder Spire. So is 2 words technically. So Cinder Spire, CINDER space Spire, SPIRE. That is the secret code tonight. So while we're on break, if you enter that into the chat, you'll be entered to win a set of dice and possibly and then one of you will win a set of dice and then the other will win that adventure from the Eldritch Press. So make sure you throw that in there and we'll see you after the break. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? So the winner of the dice giveaway is Eldritch Press. Ironically, the Eldritch Press has actually won the dice giveaway, and then the winner of the adventure from the Eldritch Press, that's why I said ironically, is Padfoot Paw. Padfoot Paw, you are the winner of the level 5 adventure from the Eldritch Press. I will direct message you at the end of the stream to make sure that you get, that way we can get in contact so we can get you that adventure. And same with you, Eldritch Press, we will get in contact with you so we can send you your dice. So congratulations to the winners. Let us dive back in. So, as you continue to make your approach, the Cinder Spire looming in the distance grows larger and larger until eventually you are at the foot of the spire. There is a rather large wooden door on the exterior of this building in front of you. Large, ominous, about 10 feet tall. Hinges, large, big steel metal hinges affixed to the side of this stone structure. There is a rather large handle that is affixed to the front. What would you like to do?
I'm going to look towards Juliet. What are we doing?
We're going in, right?
So, anyone wants to be invisible just in case?
I don't.
Honestly, I'm not positive it's going to matter.
Yeah, it's either all or none.
Does anyone... Oh, maybe the door is open. Why don't we try to push it?
All right. I'll try to give it a push.
Okay. You go and approach the door. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Can I assist him?
Yes, you can. So you can make this check at advantage. So you go to push the door and you put your hands around the handle and you go to kind of like shoulder into the door. Doesn't seem to budge. Give me a perception check and an intelligence check. Okay. First of all, to address the intelligence check, it doesn't have a sign on it, but this is a pull door.
Do you want to check for traps?
With the perception check, you hear the sounds of audible croaking. Kind of growing in intensity.
Back up and get ready.
It appears that you alerted something of your presence.
I'm gonna cast protection from good and evil.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna say, all right, back up, get yourselves ready.
summon my blade.
Okay, you summon your blade. Morharon, you are at the door. We're actually gonna move you over there. Once everything works. You were outside the door.
Okay.
Nothing has come
Before
out
we go-
yet. Yep, sorry, go ahead.
Before we go, I got a bad idea. Do you want to listen to it or should we skip it?
Idea's an idea. What you got?
You got
I think I can make us look like lads. Would that be helpful?
Bad
I don't know
idea.
how
Yeah.
smart they are. And I'm sorry because I know that you don't like them, but maybe it will help us in a way.
it's fine.
So you need to be agreeable in order for this to work. So if that's
That is a
possible,
clickable door. Nice job.
All right.
try if that's possible.
Kids.
Then
Sure, you can attempt to turn yourselves into slads. I don't know if it's gonna work though.
well, I am willing to try to use well theming.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna be close by to everyone
Okay.
to try to turn them. So let's see how it goes.
Okay. So you cast seeming. As you're casting it, Demikos, you being extremely curious about what's on the other side of the door, accidentally do open the door about halfway through Twyla's casting. So Twyla, you do not lose your seeming. However, we are going to need to roll initiative. Sorry, I couldn't let that go.
Plus something new.
What are you doing, bad boy?
He's the bad boy of the campaign.
Ooh, Demikos. 24.
Oh, right. I need to roll. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Hey, I forget to do things too over here all the time. All right. Apparently I forgot to roll one, even though I could have sworn I hit it. All right. Starting us off on combat. Demikos, go figure. You're up first. What would you like to do?
Move up there.
Okay.
I'm going to
Twyla, you're on deck, by the way.
punch.
And you're gonna punch really hard, apparently. Go ahead and roll your crit damage.
Get it.
17 points of damage to this guy. Let me just double check that he is not resistant to lightning damage. He is resistant to lightning damage, so some of that will come off. 2 points will come off, so we'll say. So that's 15 points of lightning damage.
Okay. And then I'm
Okay.
going to flurry of blows.
Absolutely. Go ahead and flurry of blows. Can you use the same unarmed strike punch? Yeah. An 11, unfortunately, does not hit this creature.
Second flurry of blows.
That'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And I put a staggering strike or a stunning strike on that.
Stunning strike on this one. Okay, so that's going to be minus another 2 points of damage on this one, on that one. So it's going to be a total of 10 damage. Stunning strike, I believe you need a Constitution saving throw from me.
Yes.
Okay,
14.
that is a 14, so he does make the save.
Okay. And then I will make my second attack.
All right, go for it. Another crit. Go ahead and roll damage. You crit on 19, so you got it. All right, so that's going to be
And
a
I'll
total
stunning strike
of,
on that one too.
absolutely. So 6 points of lightning damage. So we're going to take 3 off of that one. for a total of 13 damage. So another stunning strike coming at me with a Constitution saving throw. That one's gonna be another 14. It's rolled 2 11s in a row.
Okay.
right.
Can I use my Crusher feat to push him back 5 feet?
You absolutely can, because you have that ability. So he does get pushed back 5 feet on that one.
Just
Anything?
so you know, too, since you're a Crusher, all the attacks against him are now at advantage. Since you crit.
That's actually true. So
that's my favorite part about
we'll take care of that in the next round. We kind of messed that up a little bit, but that's okay. Anything else on your turn?
I'm just gonna step back out and tell them that there are 2 big slads in there.
Absolutely. All right, Twyla, you are up. Juliet, you're on deck.
Would I know that they were resistant to the lightning damage from attacking?
Yeah, you would have felt the punches kind of go through and like kind of come off your hand wraps, and you would notice that some of the lightning damage just kind of like scattered off, almost like they're kind of like almost, I wouldn't say insulated, but it didn't quite, all the lightning didn't kind of swirl through their body. It only kind of like half absorbed.
All right, I'll quickly like tell them that too.
Okay.
I don't know if they even use lightning, but
I don't think so. But yes, Twyla, you're up. Juliet, you're on deck.
So, I'm gonna do like, okay, this is bad. And I'm gonna bless these 3 guys.
All right, bless all your folks.
So I'm giving you all my love and devotion. Try and beat these guys because it is scary. And I just give a step back, like.
Okay. Step back off the map. Okay, awesome. Anything else on your turn?
No.
All right. Juliet, your turn. Morharon, you're on deck.
Hi, can I see? It's dark. Okay, there we go.
You got to be in line of sight.
Yep. I see that. So 5, 10.
For the sakes of this, we actually can probably just turn that off now. No, we'll leave it on, because if I do that, then it'll refresh the whole entire scene. So, yeah, what's your plan?
Rush in and going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Twice. Where are you firing them at?
I don't know what number this is, but this
guy right here. This guy right here.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. 2 Eldritch Blasts. Go.
Okay.
I do believe that is force damage, if I'm not mistaken.
All
right. First roll, 24 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Let's just love it when the bless just goes through with it. Isn't that great?
I do.
So that's a D10 for 3 points of force damage.
And then do again.
He said owie. 23 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage once again. Woo! There's a 10. All right. So between Demikos, you kind of come in just and just throw a bunch of punches in. You're able to kind of stun this thing, or not stun it, but you're able to kind of push it back. It's kind of reeling. And then Juliet, you kind of come in, fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts as you jump into the room here. One of them kind of being a gutsy blow, but the other one just kind of hitting it in the chest as it stumbles back. Anything else in your turn?
No, I'm gonna stay where I'm at because next round I'll try to flank.
Excellent. All right, that's gonna bring us up to Morharon. Morharon, what are you doing? Row. Yep. And I believe you do some extra fun stuff with this thing.
Do it. So
let's go.
We'll attack.
Absolutely. I do believe I did fix the alt click should give you advantage on strikes when you hit your attack buttons.
Okay.
And then same thing, disadvantage on control clicks. Psychosis. 27 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. And a ton of different things. So there is some thunder damage on there at the very end of that one.
Yep.
So that's
fine. Yep.
Yep. So it's just -3, but go on.
Is this a fiend or a fiend or an aberration, right?
Yep. 18 plus another 13. That's going to give us a total of 31 damage. This thing's looking pretty beat up now. It's been taking the shots from everybody as you guys have been coming in here. It's looking pretty harsh. You kind of come in with your maul, just, and you can kind of see this like just giant burst of energy just kind of dissipate out of the edge of your maul as you kind of like hit your favorite enemy, and it just like you crack into the chest, and you can kind of feel like the ribs just kind of crack in on the sternum as it kind of starts to reel. And next attack.
Do it again.
23 definitely hits. Damage. Okay, that is a lot. And then do you only get that fiend undead thing once?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Total of 15 damage. And that is enough. How do you want to do this?
Just like you said, I just want to run in, maul swinging, uppercut, crack him in the head as he reels back, just kind of right across the spine.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So you're able to, as you kind of come in with the maul, you kind of like cross the chest, and then as he kind of like staggers down, you're able to kind of come over the top and right in the back of the neck, right where the cervical spine kind of comes and meets the top of the rib cage, and you just kind of sever the spinal cord. And you just see it collapse to the ground, dead.
And then I'll use the rest of my movement to come over here between him and Juliet, and that's it for me.
All right, excellent. That leaves us to the one slad that's left in the room. He is going to move up towards you. And he is going to attack you with his multi-attack. He has Bite and a Claw.
There'll be disadvantage.
Okay.
Because of the protection from good and evil.
Correct. Looks like the first one's going to be a 12 to hit, which is going to miss. Claw's coming in now. Oops. I meant to do it at disadvantage and it didn't roll it, but doesn't matter. So, it's got one more attack with the claw.
All right.
Coming in, natural one. So it just comes in, just like, and it goes in to kind of bite and just kind of like goes to grab onto you, but you're just bashing it away with your buckler and your maul. And you just kind of keep this thing at bay as it kind of just tries to. It's big and imposing, but you are just standing forth and just flailing around, just stopping all these attacks. Ending its turn. Ending its turn brings us back to Demikos at the top of the initiative order. You're hiding outside.
Just making room for them to get in.
Yeah, exactly. Just like kind of leaving a pathway. Excellent. Yeah, monk speed. All right, go ahead and roll for your attacks. Yep. That is another critical hit because you roll 19. So go ahead and roll your crit damage on this one.
To rage.
You may not need to. That 15 becomes a 14 points of damage. You technically do now, because of what we just talked about, you have advantage on all your strikes after this because you did hit a critical hit on this.
All right, well,
second attack. 23 definitely hits.
Doesn't roll at advantage for me. So.
Oh, yeah, 23 hits. Even when you hold Alt and click.
Oh, I don't know. Didn't try that.
Yep. Well, there you go. Okay, so that's gonna be a total of 9 points of damage because of the lightning damage is half. Takes it.
And then, yeah, that's it.
All right. Ending your turn brings us to Twyla. Juliet, you're on deck. Twyla, we can't hear you. I don't know if your mic input might have switched on Zoom. Just double check.
Oh.
There it is. There you go.
Twyla's going to enter to see what's going on, and as soon as she sees that guy, she's going to use Word of Radiance. So she's gonna summon that knowledge of cleric and try to hit this guy, and it's a Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
You said a Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
All right, excellent. That is gonna be a 7, so that I do believe is gonna fail. So go ahead and roll. What is it? Damage.
2d6.
Roll 2d6 damage.
That's 7.
7 points of damage. All right. It takes it.
And then she's going to just stay by the wall, sticking to the wall. Like,
Okay.
so, okay. This is looking not that bad.
Brings to
Yeah.
Juliet.
Running that side. Laid out.
Advantage on the strike.
Yep.
Good thing. 23 hits. Nine points of damage. Excellent.
Again.
Again. 28 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Just slashing this thing at the back.
Oh yeah, I don't know if he's gonna get another turn, to be perfectly honest with you. Doesn't seem like it the way you guys are going.
And that's my go.
All right, excellent. So between Morharon, Demikos, and you guys are just all just like just beating up on this thing. That is gonna bring us to Morharon.
Take him out, Maury.
Everything's at advantage. Hits. That's gonna be the. Oh, you rolled pretty good on your electric damage. So it's gonna be -5. So it's gonna be 20 points of damage. And I do believe this is your first attack on this turn, so you get the extra d6s, don't you?
I do. Here they come.
Yep. Another 6 points of damage.
And how's he looking?
You after Juliet's kind of like slashed and jabbed into him, and Demikos has been punching the crap out of him. You come in with that maul and you smash him right across the nose there, and you just kind of see it just it kind of bends sideways, and he kind of like puts one hand onto the ground. He's looking in a real rough spot.
Right. I will take one more swing at him then.
All right. Oh yeah, I mean another natural 20. Go ahead and roll more than a 1. Yeah, that 39. Yeah. Well, how do you want to do this?
I this time come down, and like at the last second, I realize I want to try to save his head, so I kind of come across the clavicle.
Okay.
Crush in across his chest and ribs, and
Yeah, you're able to kind of in that maul just kind of embeds itself, and as it does, you kind of like see this thing start to droop to the ground. You kind of take your boot and you kind of just like kick it off as it's sticking to your maul. The blood splatters across the room. And this, everything settles down for the time being.
you guys think these heads are still a good investment? I could throw both of them in my bag.
Put him in the bag.
Wow, Maury. You're a good monster killing those lads. That's like brutal. And
I really, really don't like them.
but it looks,
couldn't tell.
those movements looks even like so practiced, so smooth.
Good job.
I've kind of thought out this. I've played this situation over in my head hundreds and hundreds of times. So I'm glad to see it finally start to pay off.
You know,
Right.
I
Keep
know
going.
I'm going to be very odd, but has anyone ever tried talking to them? Do they even understand our language? Like, why are they here and doing this? Like, I don't know. If we learn from them, maybe we can be more efficient at doing what we are trying to do.
What I know from my research, if they are intelligent and can be talked to, or if they don't have a language.
They do have a language. It's more their own language. They don't. This particular aberration, in general, in this world, regardless of whatever D&D canon says, does not speak common. They are parasites. They literally come into a world and proliferate as much as they can until they can take over whatever the plane that they go into is, and then they move on to the next one. They do not give a damn about anyone living on the places that they go. They just want to continue to spread and proliferate throughout the universe. And you would know that.
These,
as a matter of order as well, by the way, you do feel that wound in your chest kind of pulsate a little bit. It stings. But as you've noticed, as you've kind of approached the spire and have begun getting closer and to your ultimate destination, it would seem, the pain wraps you quite a bit. And while not debilitating, you feel it.
These, even if you could reason with these monstrosities, it's not worth it. They're nothing. They're mindless, murderous, nasty creatures that deserve nothing less than what they just got.
I'm gonna just be watching as they cut their heads, and I'm gonna ask Mori in a tiny voice, like, are all of the aberrations bad? Are there no good aberrations, or?
No, none that I've ever met. None that I've ever heard about. It's
All right.
kind of what makes them that way is you kind of fail over from one type of creature to an aberration when you decide to live your life in an appalling way that's an affront to everything we hold as normal.
Did you believe in a life after dying?
For myself or for them?
Not sure. I was just wondering, like, it would be awful to, I don't know, this idea of reincarnation or something, being born as one of them, I guess. That would be pretty bad.
I think no matter what I really think on the subject, I think you have to be a pretty nasty individual to come back as one of these.
Yeah, like the idea of if you are good things will happen, right? That's better.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you think, I'm telling you right now, they did nothing good in a past life, because this is the bottom of the barrel. I don't think it gets much worse than this.
You're right.
I do appreciate your heart. I appreciate where you're coming from, and if there's a chance that there's a more intelligent aberration or fiend that can be at least spoken to, maybe we can go down that path. But with these creatures here, these slads, I don't even think they'd understand what you were saying. I think you might say they're almost feral.
Did you guys now think it's a good idea to try turning to them to see if we can pass under cover? And please do not go to any doors. Them echoes, and I'm washing.
I mean, at this point, I'm 90% positive Sheykas knows we're here if he's here. I'm pretty sure whoever's here knows we're here.
It would have been cool, but it's okay. Let's not waste.
I just don't want you to waste your time if...
That's okay. That's okay.
Ready to move up to the next step?
I mean, do we see anything in this room that catches our attention?
Point of order. How long does your bless spell last, Twyla?
I'll tell you in a moment.
Okay. As you kind of search around the room, you see a number of different things. You see a wolf skin rug in the center of the wall, in the center of the floor, Up above you, you see a chandelier that is dimly lit with some blue firelight in this particular room. You see a number of different kind of strange fungal growths that kind of spot the floors here. Abnormal, strange. This is kind of what is to believe to be an old necromancer's tower, so not completely out of the ordinary, but it's growing out through the old tile floor that used to dot this chamber that's kind of coming up from under the ground. You also do see kind of what looks to be a small little altar with the head of some sort of blue dragonoid looking figure coming off of the front of it as well, but it's almost skeletal in nature, this particular dragon head. You see a number of different cobwebs. Most of what you see in here is also just covered in a thick layer of dust that kind of licks at your tongue as you're kind of walking through. As you step, and as you were going through this encounter, the dust kind of puffs up in the air a little bit. You can kind of taste the old kind of just overall dank and sourness of this room in general. No one has been here in quite some time. You can give me a investigation check if you want to look for anything specific.
1 minute. Bless is 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, so Bless is gone. With a 7, unfortunately, you do see that there is a small cage in one corner of the room, but there's nothing appears to be in that cage that's hanging from the ceiling. It just appears to be an old, ruined tower. At least that's what it appears to be. Yeah.
All right. Where to next?
Stairs.
You do see a set of stairs climbing upwards that appear to spiral around the perimeter of this chamber going up.
You want to stealth or?
I can
Safe.
stealth up there and take a look.
Wait. And
Wait.
I'm gonna touch your arm and use guidance. May good vibes be with you.
Okay. So you are guided. I believe that's a D4 to your next, to your next check. So, go ahead and make your stealth check with a D4. Thank goodness. Then add 1 D4. 14. You begin your trek up the stairs. How far is everybody kind of staying behind Demikos at this point?
I won't be too far behind.
I would say I'm at least 20 to 30 feet. I want to be far enough away that I don't mess up his sneaking. And I've
Right.
got time to stop.
Right.
I'm gonna be at the end.
Okay.
I'll
And
be in
is
the
that
middle.
you'll be? Are you gonna? Oh, it's okay. All right. So everybody's gonna be about 20 feet behind you, Demikos, which is fine. For now. As you kind of continue up these steps, there's small little sconce kind of torchlight that kind of dots its way up the stairs. Stairs are finished carved stone as you kind of make your way up, and along the chamber's walls here, you see a number of different books, strange objects like rocks, candles. The candles almost all half burned off, with the wax kind of spilling down over the candelabras that they sit within. Kind of along a shelf that kind of surrounds the staircase as you travel around the spiral. You go up one layer and beyond the ceiling of this chamber, and you notice the stairs continue to go up in this chamber a bit more. More you continue, there's something that continues to be almost repetitious about this. You see a skull sitting on the shelf next to a candle and a stuffed, I'm trying to think of the word, I can't remember, taxidermied, like almost like raven that's just kind of sitting there. You go another 20 feet, and just as you're kind of like outside of the view of that one, you see another one. This time the skull slightly more askew. Slightly more askew, turned more towards the center of the room. As you continue to keep going, when that one comes out of sight, another one. You notice one thing about all of these skulls. They have these like solid red gems within the eyes of them. And the rest of you notice this too as you continue to follow him up. You see these different skulls. You still have eyes on him, and you can see the skull next to you, while he also sees the skull that's next to him.
Can I make the assumption as I walk over to it that someone's watching us through these eyes?
You can make the assumption of anything you'd like.
What would you like me to roll?
I would like you to roll. Give me a wisdom check. This is more an intuition type of thing than anything else. 17. As you kind of stare at these things a little bit, it's strange because you turned away for a second and then looked back, and it looks like the skull almost turned itself a little bit more. You test this theory out again, you look away, you look back, and the skull is turned a little bit more. Continues to turn each time with its eyes. All of these skeletal skulls, all these skulls with red gems in both eyes, staring back at you. You have a sickening feeling that something knows you're here. What exactly, you don't know.
I'm gonna find you, you bucket of fur.
Okay.
And I'd like to throw the skull as hard as I can.
Okay. You take one of the skulls and you throw it as hard as you can. Do you throw it at anything in particular, like a wall, step?
Yeah, sure, I'll throw it at a wall.
Okay. You throw it at a wall. It's like a wine bottle going down the stairs. It suddenly stops. Twilight, you turn around and you see this skull rise up, almost floating spectrally in the air. Demikos, you see the one next to you, suddenly the eyes flash red, as do two more in this chamber. We're rolling initiative again.
We should have put it in the bag.
Well,
What fun is that?
So we're gonna say you'll understand how this map looks like in a second once I get to it. It's a little complicated because it's hard to make a spiral staircase on any map making software. So I tried. So we'll say this one's here. Come on, move where I want you to go. Oh Jesus.
This combat is brought to you by the Blue Collar D&D.
Yeah, this combat's brought to you by me. Look out. Stop by our shop at bluecollardm.com/shop for your rewards. For our merch and stuff and things. Yeah, all that stuff. Sponsored by the Blue Collar DM. Anyway, so this is the scene set in front of you. I will get you all on the initiative tracker and you can roll initiative.
I've been enjoying the idea of putting everything in the bag because I feel like that's a form of torture.
It kind of is. I mean, when you think about it, putting everything in a bag of holding.
Yeah, I'm not putting my spices or food there, so.
Right. All right. We're gonna want all these on different initiative orders. Just trust me. First thing, go figure. The one that emerged behind you, Twyla. Perfect. So this thing is going to. It is going to strike out against you with its fire ray.
Fire ray?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
Scary.
fiery.
With a 13, I do believe that misses you. But it can do it twice. So here comes the other one. A 16 also misses you because you are a big beefy AC machine now. With that said, Demikos, it is your turn. The skull next to you lighting up as the rest of the skulls, as well as the one that kind of floated up behind Twyla, all of a sudden like burst into a big giant gout of green flame behind it, as well as it kind of, they all begin to just kind of laugh. You like, like with the big jaw just like going behind you. What are you doing?
I'm gonna punch that one in front of me there.
All right, absolutely. A 12 is going
21.
to 21. Yeah, that's gonna hit. 21 definitely hits. For 9 points of damage.
I wanna hit it again.
Absolutely. 14 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage for another 9 points of damage.
And then I will flurry of blows.
Absolutely. Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 12. It's looking pretty hurt. 24 hits. 9 more points of damage. How do you want to do this?
Just puff.
Yeah, just puff.
Cracks
So
in
you
half.
just kind of, you see it and you're just like, ah! And you just kind of clap it and just bursts in between your fists. Anything else on your turn?
Gonna move down here at Twyla.
So technically, this is the top level of the stairs here, I guess is the best way to put it. So you can go back that way. Yeah, there you go. just gotta make sure that you guys are going the right direction, okay? Gotta follow the rules of this map. Brings us to the next flame skull. This one. Let's see here.
Just real quick before we do this, is it has it been 10 minutes of us or less traveling up these steps?
Yes.
Right, so the protection's still on. Okay.
Yep. It is going to use yeah, it doesn't care. It is going to use Fireball.
Yeah, these things have fireball. Discovered that last week.
Yep, they do.
Bolt.
Fireball.
Ball.
I need dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh,
Everyone.
everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Should get a request for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on the Twitch tab.
Okay.
Oh, Twyla.
Okay, let's see here. DC, I don't know why it's not applying the damage automatically, but it's not. Oh wait, maybe it is. There it is. Okay. That's because Morhan didn't roll. Okay, so there's some dead things and there's some not dead things, but the DC was 13. So Juliet, you succeeded. Twilight, you failed. Morhan failed. The flame skull. One of the flame
Wrong on
skulls
16.
says Morhan Ray failed with a 5.
It says 16.
There's 16 right there.
16, I see 16 too.
Oh, I see what happened there. Okay, so I will fix Morhan's.
Oh, I didn't click the thing. I just I clicked the save thing on.
Yeah, that's why it's got to come from that thing. Yeah. So I will add the 15 HP back to you. Just give me 1 second.
So I only take half because I failed that dexterity save because of evasion, and then I have fire resistance from being a tiefling.
Right. So that means
So figure that out.
Yep. So you are gonna get 7 points back. Otherwise, I think one of these guys is. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Shut the front door.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they have fire immunity. Go figure. Smart guys. All right. That's gonna end its turn. Brings us to Twyla.
Demacus, this was because of karma. Because I hit you back there. This is so bad. So I am seeing the one that attacked me is that one that is next to Demacus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just beside me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I use-
For damages, by the way, for the audience, Twyla, everyone that failed, which basically was Twyla, took 30 damage. Everyone else took 15 or 7. So sorry, go ahead.
So I want to cast, if I can, inflict wounds. Can I?
Give me an intelligence check.
Mm,
Okay. You would gather that because this is an undead creature, that necrotic damage probably wouldn't do well for you.
So I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance again.
Okay.
That is a Constitution saving throw.
Word of Radiance, Constitution saving throw. That is a 21.
I'm gonna glare at it and use a healing word on myself.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll your healing word on yourself. Brings us to Juliet. Morharon, you're coming up soon.
Bonus action healing word to Twyla.
Okay.
So
Yep.
it's a D4 and then whatever my modifier is.
Which in this case would be your wisdom modifier, I believe. So that's gonna be, so Twyla healed herself 6, and then Juliet, you gave her, what's your wisdom, +1?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
you get 2 more points, so a total of 8 points of healing.
And then I'm gonna hit this one twice.
All right, go for it.
I'm sorry, Twyla.
I'm sorry too.
Okay. Normal attack. There we go.
I fixed my HP just in case.
Okay, thank you.
I
24
learned.
definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay, so matter of order here. It is immune to your necrotic damage. So that total is going to be -2. So that's a total of 9 points of damage.
Then
So you go
again.
to slash into this thing and you hit and you make contact and you just see it kind of like hit on the top of the skull, but you don't feel like the normal necrotic energy that would come out of your sword go into the creature.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead and roll again for another attack. Definitely
Nice.
hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Yeah, I don't know. You're always rolling versatile, right?
Not always. Sometimes I forget.
Okay. Make sure you roll your versatile damage. Looks like it's gonna be -5, so that's gonna be a total of 5 points of damage.
And that's
Those
my
are
goal.
rolled- Okay. That is gonna bring us to the flame skull in front of you. It also has fireball, so it is going to do the same thing. Lather, rinse, repeat.
Little shits.
Yep. So make sure you hit the prompted one so it automatically does the damage to the right person. Okay. Alrighty. So for actually Demikos, it actually. Oh yeah, you succeed. You should take none. Yeah, I'll fix that. It actually did calculate your like double evasion resistance shenanigans actually.
Yeah, if I succeed with evasion, I take none.
Yeah. So it looks like the only person who failed out of the group was Morharon, taking 29 points of fire damage. Everyone else took half of which is 14, except for Demikos because he is a fiery boy. He takes nothing. All right.
Juliet, why did you attack this skull?
She did attack the skull.
I did attack the skull.
All right. Oh, that one. Yeah. Well, oops. Morharon.
All right. So I'm going to hit the guy in front of me first.
That is going to definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. By the way, Juliet, that +1 was used on one of your attacks because you did hit on both of them, so that's good. Okay, so it's got thunder damage and sorry, go ahead.
I'm just going to re-roll that 1 so it becomes a 2.
Okay. It is. I'm doing the maths here, of which things. Yeah, no, it takes all that damage. So that is going to be 27 points of damage to this guy. Had to make sure that it actually did damage to him. So that's one hit.
Go for the next guy here.
And that hits again.
Okay.
So you come in with your maul and just this skull bursts as well.
Like playing baseball.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty darn close.
That's kind of what I was envisioning. Just which way do I go to get to Juliet?
Counterclockwise. Or sorry,
Yeah.
Clockwise.
Yeah, towards Juliet.
Yep.
All right, and that will be it for me.
Alrighty. Brings us to this one. This one has not used its fireball yet.
God damn it.
It's its last one. It's the last one out of the 4 that were here. You avoided one of them.
The worst thing is that I cannot use a fireball because I'm gonna burn myself.
Oh no.
Okay. Demiko succeeded on his save again, so he is going to take no damage once again.
No, I failed. I rolled
Oh, you
7.
did?
He got a 7.
Oh, you did fail. Oh. Well, it
Then
already
I can-
calculated. You took 12 damage out of the possible 25.
You should.
Well, that should be quartered, so I should take 6 damage.
Well, no, the total damage was 25 because you failed
Yeah.
your save, so 25. Half
But even
because
with
of your fire
even with
resistance.
evasion, if I fail to save, I take half.
Oh, so then yeah, you get another. You just take 6 damage. So Twyla, Morharon both fails. Juliet succeeds. Twyla is at 21 HP.
That goes for the next one. You should jump over me and hug me so you take the fire damage or stop it.
Demikos, you're up.
Move there.
Hits. -4, so that's 11 points of damage. That is a critical hit. Yep. Yes, sir. Boom. So that's a -3, so 17 points of damage.
Okay, and then I will flurry of blows.
Yes, sir. Hits. That definitely hits.
Nice. Nice.
What was the roll? Was it a crit?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
crit.
You got
crit again.
Too.
Crit machine.
Big explosion. Oh, big explosion. Turns to dust.
Yeah, I'll just move over there.
Good job, Demicus. Good job. Go and kill the other one too. If he's even alive, I'm not sure.
Okay. Twyla.
Oh, it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Guiding bolt. Level 2.
Okay.
No more mercy.
No more mercy. Guiding bolt.
So I'm trying to find it. Wait. Nah, guiding bolt. Where is it? Here. And I'm gonna cast it. And it's gonna be level 2. Cast.
Hits.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll damage. Ooh. Oh, come on. There's a bunch of ones in there. So 14 points of radiant damage. How do you want to do this?
I want it to burst really big and shiny.
Yeah, so you strike out with your hand, and you guys all see these two giant beams of radiant energy kind of swirl around each other. They strike into the skull, and you kind of see the skull's like eyes just kind of like as if Skull's eyes could widen, but its jaw drops, and you almost see like it just get incinerated by this radiant energy, dealing a lot of more damage than you would have expected under normal circumstances, but eliminating this threat.
Stupid skulls. What was that? What was that?
It was our enemies. Allies, I guess.
I am very hurt. I want you to know, guys. I am very hurt. I need to either use a lot of magic, or I don't know if we can hide or do something.
You guys might have potions.
Yeah, can I second wind real quick?
Yeah, you can second wind. It looks like somebody tried to use hit dice, it looks like, or something.
No, that was me trying to use cure wounds.
Ah,
but it was trash.
I see.
So you're gonna take back
There you go, buddy.
3, 4, 5. You take 5 points of healing, Twyla. Sorry.
Thank you, Juliet. I'm sorry, Juliet. I don't know. That fire hit me really hard. Are you sure? Should I use a potion? But we are not even fighting. We were fighting tiny skulls. What if that guy is really there? I'm drinking a potion.
Okay, go ahead and drink a potion. It looks like Morharon, you also drank a potion of greater healing for 13 hit points.
I will also drink a healing potion.
Okay.
What is it? How many dice?
Which one are you doing?
Superior.
Superior?
Or great. Or whatever we have that the
you have greater, so it would be 4d4
greater.
plus 4.
Okay.
I don't see mine. Do I even have?
I think Morharon just has like a backlog of like 60 potions that he can distribute at his will.
I can't just have a bunch.
Sick rolls, Juliet. That's
They're
11.
so bad.
So how do I?
Juliet's
give
rolling a
that
lot
to
of ones on her healing. What you just
I
I
can
can do.
do
you can-
4d4.
Yeah, you can just roll it, Twyla, and then just delete it out of your inventory, Jody.
Okay. Got it.
So 4d4 plus 4.
And he's plus 4, okay.
Mm-hmm. That's better. 15 points of healing to you, Twyla.
One of those is gone.
You know, I'm half okay. Literally half okay. So I guess these guys and this play was a little bit more dangerous than we thought of. Well, than I thought of.
This is the appropriate amount of danger.
Hey, Maury, would you be willing to give me one more potion, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you. That makes me sleep better. Well, not sleep, but feel better.
I will delete it out right now. All right. Yeah, there you go. You got one.
Continue upward.
15 more points of healing.
You know, that's not an aberration, but that was bad.
8, 12, 16.
That wasn't an aberration, right?
I mean, the maximum you can get is 20. The maximum amount of healing you can get from that healing potion is 20, so it's actually not that bad. It's on the higher end, technically.
Are we ready? Continue upward.
Yes.
Okay. Marching order.
Same as before, I guess. You can just try to sneak up there a little bit more, Demikos.
And try.
Okay.
I can guide you. You want to do that? And she's like, here, please. Be safe. Be safe.
Okay.
It's okay,
so
Squishy. We'll be fine.
25 on the stealth roll. You feel pretty hidden. You make your way up to the top of the stairs, eventually breaking to the next floor. There is no door. It just kind of comes up to the next floor, like you would in a normal house, kind of.
I just realized I have this. I wanted to give it to him as he went. I wanted to hand off to him the Lantern of Revealing.
Okay.
But tell him not to, obviously, if you're sneaking, don't turn it on until
you need it.
you don't care if something sees you, because you can't sneak with the light on, so.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can't have that.
Okay.
You arrive in a very similar looking room to the one you were just in on the first floor. Dank, dark, very dimly lit. No chandelier, not as well decorated, but similar kind of flooring in this one. Couple cages again in the back portion of the wall. The room for the most part is empty. You do see that nice thick layer of dust, and you do see footprints that have moved forward through through this area. You see 2 suits of armor standing on either side of what appears to be a rather large stone altar. Sitting on the left side of the altar, you see a skull. No gems in its eyes. And then on the other side, you see 3 dimly lit blue flickering candles. Wax dripping, pooling kind of on this altar. You also see what appears to be some sort of dagger sitting here on this altar, along with a little trail of blood leading from the dagger down the foot of the steps of this altar. It's a rather small altar. It's only kind of raised just barely, like a couple steps up. It's not like it's like a big huge altar. It's just a small little, almost what you would be perfectly big enough for experiments done by a necromancer on a human body. Otherwise, the only other thing in this room accompanying you is the spiders that crawl along the cobwebs on the sides of the walls and on the floors. The room is quiet.
Is this the top floor?
It is not. You do see at the far end of the chamber another staircase spiraling up. Very similar to the one that you're standing on.
I guess I'll tell the others to come up here and see what they make of this.
Okay. You all see the same phenomenons that Demikos described to Demikos. Altar kind of in the center of the room. A skull, candles, a dagger, dripping with blood. dripping
I
down
ain't touched it.
the steps of this altar, with 2 suits of armor standing on either side of this altar, with 2 cages behind it as well.
I ain't touched nothing. I'm gonna walk up Demikos. Do we keep walking upstairs?
You want me to keep going?
So I'm asking, do we keep going?
I can keep going.
Does anybody want to look at this stuff?
Want a new stealth roll?
Nope, I don't need a new one.
Can't
You
hear
haven't
Joe.
you haven't broken stealth really technically on this in this scenario, so. Do you continue on?
I'm not stopping to look at it.
Me
Okay.
neither.
All right.
Yeah.
You continue on to the next staircase. Similar makeup as the one before. However, no skulls are present in this one. You make your way up. Continuing to following the spiraling staircase, traveling counterclockwise up. Until you find yourself in another room, Demikos. This one relatively empty. You see a rather large, kind of almost like pillar-like structure in the center of the room, kind of spiking up into the second floor. The floor of this chamber is also tiled, but in a much more intricate fashion, with different kind of patterns and symbols in the floor. You look around. Give me a perception check, as this room is fairly dimly lit. Okay, with an 8. You do see what appears to be kind of like little black marks here and there spotted along the floor, but there's nothing really else that you can notice in this room. With that being said, I've apparently brought you over to the scene already. You find yourself in this room. Demikos, you are leading. I would like for you to move about this room the way that you think, well, the way that you would wish to go. The staircase to go up starts at this point.
Do I see any traps or anything?
With an 8 on your perception check, you do not. The perception check would have given you more information, but unfortunately you rolled low. As soon as your friends join you at the top of the stairs, they could also make a perception check as well. So if you wanted to, you could wait.
To come in.
Yep. So everyone else, I would like you to make a perception check, please. Okay. 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 So with the 18 from Morharon, who rolled the best, you can see what appears to be, you look at these pock marks a little bit closer, these black markings on the floor. It looks like something or some sort of mechanism was triggered on the floor, causing these particular markings on the floor. You also do see disturbances on the floor, where everything on here is still covered in a thick layer of dust, but you do see what would appear to be a path that somebody has taken. A couple of times you see the path leading to where whatever this was triggered, where so you see pockmarks here, you see them here, and you see them here, as well as here. Whether or not all of the traps in this room have been triggered is a mystery.
I am going to switch places with Demikos at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
Let me get up here for a second, Demikos. And I'll stand right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, so if I look in a straight line over towards the other stairs, it looks straight. I mean, there's the stuff on the ground, but I can just go straight towards those steps, right?
So the steps are right here. You would have to kind of like, you'd have to go down one square to get over there somehow. But you do, with that 18, you do see a pair of footprints that travel here.
Mhm.
And travel here. But that's as far as you can see out from your current vantage point.
I remove the red slad head from my bag,
Mm-hmm.
and I roll it across the floor in a straight line across the 4 squares right in front of me.
Okay, you do so. It rolls until it gets to this tile here. As soon as it gets to this tile here, you see a flash of orange energy emanate from this space, and you actually, an explosion occurs in this spot. No one's affected by that explosion. But that did reveal the location of at least one of these trap tiles.
So I saw it roll here, and then stop.
Yes.
So I'll follow it over there,
Okay.
and then I'll say, give me a few minutes. If we have it, keep an eye on it.
I have fine traps if you need me.
Better than silent. That's what I was getting. Yeah, come on up.
I have a flying broom.
Also a viable option.
Ew.
We are
Fine
a
trap.
great team.
You're gonna cast Find Traps?
Yeah.
All right. Oop. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Can't see what I'm
No.
doing.
I see what you're doing. Don't leave me alone.
Oh crap.
Close the door.
Okay.
Then go.
Find Traps is a great spell. There's all the traps. So you were able to navigate your way across the room. All right,
When-
excellent.
If you guys were young kids, did you ever play that game with rocks called Minesweeper?
Maury, how old do you think I am? I'm 120.
I did.
Like you seem like you would have been really good at that game.
Juliet?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe yes. Maybe she'll be good at it. Or maybe she'll get really angry.
Really angry.
Okay.
Up the stairs.
Up the stairs. You continue on up the stairs. Again, this kind of pillar that you notice that kind of goes up continues to kind of spiral up even more. Twyla, you start to notice as the more you travel up, this pillar almost begins to morph and change, as if at first it's stone, but as you continue to kind of travel up, it starts to glisten. The stonework does. And you can kind of see moisture dripping down from the side of this pillar. As you continue to move up, you see the gray of the stone kind of slowly turn into this kind of almost gray, whitish looking organic material. As you continue to travel up,
I want to scream at Maury in his head. Like telepathically, like, Maury!
Can't hear you.
I'll get right up next to her.
Okay. Demikos, you still leading the way?
Sure.
Okay. You reach the top of the steps. Standing in front of you are 3 figures. The rest of you make your way to the top of the steps. Standing in front of you are a humanoid white tiger with its hand outstretched. His hand drops as you all 4 of you crest the top of the stairs. The hand of the blue slad also drops. The hand of a white-haired drow female with pink eyes and a large flame packed weapon at her hip. Hand drops. So nice of you to join us. I've been wondering. I had been wondering if you'd ever show up. I mean, I had to send multiple visions to all of you, well, most of you, for you to get here. I really ought to thank you for traveling all this way. It saves me the trouble of having to kill all those poor souls over at the garrison to get the item I desire.
What item?
Come on now, Juliet. Hand over the book, and I and my ladies here will let you go. Don't make
Oh, you mean
difficult.
this book?
Which book are you holding?
I'm holding the blood book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna set fire to it.
Do you actually?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go to set fire to the book. The flames lick around your hands, engulfing the thing in your hand. The flames settle, dissipate, and the book remains.
Well.
Silly girl.
I thought I was doing something smart, Maury.
That's all right. The fire didn't work on the book. And as she says that and I say that, I look up at them and I use my ring of fireball.
Can you give me the wording on your ring?
Sure.
The exact wording?
As he's doing that, what makes this book so important, you bucket of fur?
You know, it's interesting. This tower belonged to Rave Cinder himself. He used to conduct many a ritual here. In fact, some in this very chamber. Terrible. Awful things. Some say he was possessed by the powers of some evil demon.
Couldn't imagine who that could be.
Many thought him mad, but no. Not mad. A genius. So genius, in fact, he got himself sealed away for all of eternity. Don't worry, he is still very much sealed away for sure. However, this tower is a fair testament to his power. What's
Cool,
even
very
more
much
interesting? Oh, why thank you, dear. What's even more interesting is that it is told that part of him still exists in this very plane of existence. No one able to locate it, however, seemingly lost the time. That is, of course, until a very inquisitive young lady made the discovery of a very powerful, dark, unstable magic item. Her name, of course, was Madame Ravenwood. Once learning about Madame Ravenwood's discovery, I took it upon myself to send one of my ladies after her, and unfortunately at that time she did not currently have possession of the book, but her knowledge and identity was most helpful. It's at this point the blue slad in the corner of the room, visage changes to the individual you met in the town to the south. Deep, burnt, brown hair, the very formal overcoat with the wand at her side. The visage of Madame Penelope Ravenwood. With this knowledge in hand, I knew I could convince you all to come up here. Knowing your group's capabilities and lust for riches, I knew you would not disappoint me. I counted on you all taking the bounty as I commanded the contract myself. With the aid of the Madame's identity, of course. Regardless. As you can see, you are clearly outmatched, as I know one of my servants was able to dispatch you quite easily the last time I recall. So, speaking of which, Juliet, give me the book.
You can
which
suck
one of
it.
you dispatched us?
One such individual is the one standing to the right, where you can assume that the creatures that attacked you and at the time killed Juliet, they were bubbies.
I'm
Bubby
back.
didn't dispatch us, so nobody here dispatched us. As I recall, Bubby fled from us. I don't think she even hit me. Or Moron.
So Moharan, you're casting...
So I can't find it anywhere. What it says the ring of fire, but it says I can use it once per long rest. If it's like most other rings, it says you would use an action to expend the charge.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I'm casting the spell or if it's
That's what I'm trying to determine.
Yeah.
I'm a Demikos. You didn't do jack shit to us. I'm back. Octavian sends his regards.
The book, Juliet.
Yeah, you can suck it.
Very well. Let me look up the Ring of Fireballs really quick.
Yeah, I can only find the necklace.
It functions as the necklace.
Twilight at the back.
It's very similar. It's just a little different.
I'm looking at Twilight like, oh, it's about to get crazy up in here.
It functions as the necklace, but it doesn't.
I can teleport if you need me to hide. Yeah, and I'm speaking to Juliet.
How many charges are you expending, Moharan?
From what you told me, I can only I have one use per long rest.
Okay.
Juliet,
And it's a standard level 3. Okay.
I tell you in your mind, I can bring us all out of here, but I need time. These are a lot of people.
So Moharan, you go to cast Fireball from the ring. You see Sheykas flick his wrist. Nothing happens.
Oh, you bitch. Boo.
He flicks his wrist one more time. Casting Hold Monster at 8th level.
Who?
Old monster.
Who? Who is casting to who?
Sheykas.
Sheykas is casting Hold Monster on all of you.
can I
Misty step
try to cast Counterspell at 4th level to see if I can match that DC? What do I
Okay.
need to roll?
Okay. So you're casting Counterspell at 4th level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You cast Counterspell.
I need to beat something.
Normally you would. This particular tiger demon is colloquially known as a Rakshasa. However, this is a much more powerful Rakshasa than any of the mundane ones that you've ever heard of in stories. He is immune to certain levels of spells below a certain level. 4 does not make the cut. So he's casting Hold Monster at 8th level. I need everyone to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Do you want to prompt it or do you want me to just roll it?
Just roll it.
Getting mine now, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Those rolls are lovely.
You all.
I'm actually going to use my Indomitable.
Okay.
26 cents, please.
He's like, I refuse.
So there it is. And willpower. Dang, 18.
You all freeze in place. Paralyzed. The DC was 20.
Wanna speak
Juliet,
into Maury's mind.
Your double walks up to you. Takes
Oh no,
the book,
please don't do it.
Takes the book
Okay. I thought she was gonna take my face.
and walks it back to her master.
Can I Misty step and fight her for the book?
You're paralyzed. Like, he's holding you still. You can't move. You're under the effects of Hold Monster. You can't do anything. Yeah, sorry.
I tried.
I know. You tried.
Tried to.
I guess he doesn't want to fight. Little bitch.
He then takes his time to walk up to you, Juliet. Strokes your hair. You can't move.
But best believe she's trying.
I know. You feel the sensation of what you would think would be soft fur almost feels like a bunch of needles dragging across your face as he strokes your hair out of your eye. Pity you have to die now. You always were the feisty one. No matter. Ladies, I must move on to the next Anka. Take the trophies that you need and dispose of them. He snaps his fingers and disappears. And that's where we're going to leave tonight's session. So, we will pick back up next week. Dolly will save us all. And hope you all had fun. That was interesting on how that kind of all unfolded. Hope you all enjoyed this evening. I will be reaching out once again to Eldritch Press and Pad Footpaw for your winnings for the giveaway, and we will see you next week. And as always,
Good night, everyone.
happy gaming.